Welcome to the Investors Playbook Show, where our mission is clear: empowerment through financial education. We firmly believe that financial freedom isn't a privilege. It's a right that's available to everybody. Each week, we dive deep into the world of finances, breaking down complex topics and making them accessible and actionable for everyone. As we grow this community, we invite you to join us on this journey. Why tune in? Because together, we're not just learning about wealth, we're building a movement, reshaping futures, and proving that with the right knowledge, financial success is within everyone's reach. It's time to get off the sidelines. Let's go.
Welcome to Investors Playbook, episode 10.
Yes, sir. Look, 10 episodes in, bro. We started this over 2 months ago, and we have been consistent with it, man. I'm proud of us, bro. I'm proud of us, honestly. Yeah. So let's, real quick, I know we got an episode to go into, and this is a little off script, but before we go into it, how are you feeling about the impact we've made so far? Investors Playbook.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I'm loving it. I'm loving the interaction too. And like people who were not thinking about their finances are saying, man, like I like what you're doing. I'm gonna check y'all out. Like that's a good feeling for me. You see what I'm saying? I feel like I'm making change in someone else. You get what I'm saying? By the content we're creating. So I
Right.
think that's dope. What about yourself, bro?
No, I feel the exact same way. I think being the person that someone can come to and say, hey, look, I want to learn more about my finances. I want to get my money in order. Help me out. Talk to me. What can you teach me? Or even just people saying, I watched your episodes. It's a bunch of good content. I've done this and this and this since following you guys. Those are the type of things that I really enjoy, because it just proves that what we're doing is working. Like Investors Playbook, the whole purpose behind it is to empower through education, and specifically financial literacy and financial education. So I'm proud of the work that we're doing, man. I think that we're going to continue to try and make that change for people and have people feel like, okay, I can do this. I just need some guidance. I need some teaching, maybe a little bit of coaching, some instruction, but it's not impossible. So
And I also feel like, man, it keeps me disciplined. Like as far as personal, like when you at your job, you have a goal that you're working towards, right?
right.
So this is kind of like on the personal end where I have a purpose, which is to create content to help people who
Hmm.
are watching it. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? So now when I'm coming home, like I'm not doing other things. Like I'm not playing video games. I'm like, hey, what can I create in
Yes.
order to get people watching our content and helping them in their personal lives?
Exactly.
You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah. And even just not just the episodes that we do or the content we create, but even the stuff we do in person. Like that is super impactful. We have spoken to companies. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
spoken to companies about financial literacy. We've done vending spaces where people come and talk to us about financial literacy. It's really we're really changing the game. Now networking, when we go into networking spaces, it's a different conversation. We
Right.
have things to bring to the networking
Right.
space. It's
Right.
so that is super exciting, and I'm just looking forward to, because I mean, we're coming to the end of 2023. We got 2024 coming up, and it's just gonna be more. It's just gonna be more Investors Playbook. We're just gonna continue to grow.
And what's crazy is we actually established this business this year. And
Yes.
just to see like how it's grown just in this year,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's encouraging, bro. Like when we
Right.
look back and we see where we started and to where we are now,
Hmm.
and and the products that we've designed and like just the connections we made,
Right.
it's dope, bro. I'm looking
Yeah.
forward.
Definitely. I was about to. Oh, earlier when we were prepping for the episode, you said something, and I wanted to make sure that it was actually said on the episode. Another thing that we get out of this is us actually learning more about financial literacy.
Yeah.
Like, as we're looking for things to educate people on, we end up educating ourselves,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's a win-win in every situation. We learn more about financial literacy so that we can explain and teach financial literacy, but it's really all about learning it. And it's never a point where I know for myself, never a point where I'm thinking, all right, I know all there is to know about financial literacy. I'm the guru. It's so much to learn, bro. So many different ways to make money, so many different ways to invest. So that's another reason why I really love this business, because we're continuously learning ourselves.
I feel like if we get to a point where we feel like we know everything, we're doing ourselves a disservice.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
then we feel like no one can tell us anything.
Oh yeah.
And we just know everything. We can't grow at that point. At
Right.
that point, you're just stagnant.
Hmm. Yeah. And that is not the desire of this business, nor
Right.
just for personally like myself. I never want to get to a point to where I am ever even thinking that I know everything about a certain subject, because there's always someone that you can learn from. You know what I mean? So, all right. So then let's talk about the what do you see Investors Playbook like next year? What's to come? What do you feel like is to come?
Man, next year.
Yeah.
Next year, man, I man, I really see a lot more exposure, man. Just with what we plan on doing. I know we plan on having a vendor at InvestFest. I think that's gonna be dope. Just
Absolutely.
more exposure, man. Like we're taking the experiences that we had this year and we're gonna make them even more positive for us. So I can't tell you exactly where, but I know that we're gonna make strides. Just like we
Oh
made
yeah.
strides this year, the strides are gonna be multiplied next year for sure.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we kind of know how to move. What about you, bro?
So same thing. I think the exposure is definitely going to happen. But one of the things that I see Investors Playbook doing a lot more of next year is providing resources, like actual resources. I'm
Right.
talking books, classes, um, like some type of virtual classes that people can come and learn from. I feel like that is going to be something that we together can create and provide people with. So outside of the weekly YouTubes, that's going to keep going, right? Outside of the weekly podcast, that's going to keep going. I think we're going to dive deeper into allowing people to come to our website and learn in that way. That's what I see. But
For sure.
also, yeah, definitely going to do more exposure. I mean, more opportunities where we can expose Investors Playbook. And then I feel like, of course, more speaking to people about Investors Playbook, more vendor situations where because now we have the equipment for that, right?
Right.
We can make
Right.
that happen. Um, but yeah, the biggest thing I think is going to be those resources that we provide, those tangible takeaways that people can just hold on to and say, all right, thank you. I'm going to go and use the thing that you provided to change the trajectory of my current financial situation.
I agree.
Um, I'm excited about that book coming out, of
Oh
course.
yeah. Oh yeah. Coming
Investors
out soon.
Playbook Volume 1, 6 Steps to Financial Freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, coming soon. And yeah, just any of the other resources that we're planning on providing. I think, yeah, we're definitely doing a service, and I'm excited to see how people are going to look at what we provide and actually make steps to change their finances. And then also at the beginning of the year, we have the debt challenge,
Right.
right? Because we all know how crazy we go November, December when it comes to spending. Um, so I think establishing that and actually having data that shows, okay, January, we have this group of people, they want to pay down this much debt. And then by the time the end of February comes, how much debt did Investors Playbook help people pay off? I think it's important to know that number,
Yeah. For
right?
sure. That's
So,
dope.
you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. People had this much, and by the end of February, Investors Playbook helped pay down. I feel like I don't know, 10,000. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm excited for that as well. But yeah, I think it's definitely going in the right direction for
For
sure.
sure. For sure.
Hmm. All right.
Let's get it started, man. So
Yes.
this episode we are talking about cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what sparked this conversation, we see Bitcoin going crazy. I don't know if you've been following it for the past 2 weeks, really this whole year. But year to date, Bitcoin alone is up 110%.
That's wild. What's the current price of Bitcoin?
The current price of Bitcoin is 34,900. $956.
Oh man, you know I hate being one of those shoulda, coulda, woulda kind of people, but but I remember, I remember when I purchased Bitcoin,
Boy.
and what year was that? I think it was maybe
2015. That's when we started looking at it, bro. 2015.
2015. But even more recently, like I think I had Bitcoin at what price was it? It was maybe at like $8,000 or $9,000, and I sold it because I wanted to purchase Ripple, and I thought Ripple was going to go crazy. So I dumped my Bitcoin and I purchased Ripple, and then Bitcoin just kept climbing, and I was like, "This, wow, this is actually happening." Yep, I dropped the bag on this one because yeah, Bitcoin is. I mean, and Bitcoin is the one that is most trusted by people, right?
Right.
Anything besides Bitcoin is not. It's like an altcoin, and even Ethereum, like that's another big player, but it's still considered sometimes an altcoin.
Right.
So yeah, you have those those times when you should just trust the process. But yeah, we could definitely get into that because there's a lot to
Ye-
unpack when it comes to cryptocurrency.
Right. And I actually want to hear more about your experience. But before we get into that, let's first define what cryptocurrency is.
Yes, yes.
Sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead. You want to take the definition? Go for it.
Oh, sure. So cryptocurrency is basically digital currency.
Hmm.
Okay. And what is backed by is blockchain. So on the blockchain, it's recording all transactions. So it's supposed to be more transparent than actual
Bank.
banking.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, and that's kind of like the what you said decentralizing, right? Or maybe you
I don't
didn't
think
mention it.
I don't think I mentioned it, but
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, basically like a decentralized way to a decentralized network, right? To make transactions happen. So there is not a single person or a single entity that controls everything. It's supposed to be like a coin or a way to for people to make transactions and not be so I guess either watched and be able to trust what's happening through transparency
So
basically.
ba- so basically what you're saying is it cuts out the middleman.
Yes, it's
So
like it's peer to peer.
peer to peer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you
Cuz
mentioned blockchain too. So anytime you can't even really talk about cryptocurrency unless you attach that word blockchain to it, because that's the whole point. Blockchain technology is a way to be transparent when you're doing things. You can't hide from the blockchain anytime. And if you've ever sent Bitcoin or any type of cryptocurrency, you know they give you this like 25 long password to go from wallet to wallet, and that transaction is recorded on the blockchain. I've never actually looked at the blockchain before, to be honest with you. Like I've never like took a look at the ledger of a blockchain, but I imagine it's massive, right? Because people are
I
trading bitcoins all the
I've
time.
looked at my transactions.
Oh yeah, 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 for sure.
Yeah, so
What
like
does
I
that
can
look like?
see yeah, I can see like it's basically it has your wallet number or it's not just numbers, it's numbers and letters. But yeah, it has
Yeah.
that code, whatever you call it, and it shows like how much of a coin you sent each
Hmm.
each way. And actually, each coin has its own wallet, so it gets real in depth. So with each coin having its own wallet, each wallet has its own code. And the thing is, you have to make sure that you're putting that code in the right way because you don't want to send your money to somebody else's wallet.
Right,
You
and
see
you
what I'm
can't.
saying?
Yeah, you can't. That once that's done, there is no. You have to basically say, "Can you please give me my money back? I made a mistake." And
And
at
how
that
do you do
point,
that?
you don't even know who you sent it to. Right.
You don't even know who sent it. There's no customer service where it's
Yeah.
like,
There's no.
hey, I made a mistake. It's a wrap.
Yeah. So you got to be real careful when you're sending money to yourself or asking someone to send you money or sending money to someone. You got to make sure it goes to the right person. And that is, I mean, you have that long code and they've created ways to make it easier, right? To do those transactions like copying and pasting or even just um, having having it to where you're able to just double check that hash that's being inputted. So
Right.
there's ways to mitigate it, but I mean, I've heard stories of people saying, I lost this much in cryptocurrency because I put a lowercase h instead of a capital A. You know what I mean? Like,
That's crazy, man. That is crazy.
yeah. So, but yeah, that's kind of the basics of what cryptocurrency is. But what is it that like makes cryptocurrency so enticing? Why is it? Why is it so? Why are people flocking towards it so much? And then, is it something that people can actually trust? Like, what makes cryptocurrency even valuable?
And and see, I think the scarcity of it is what makes it so valuable. Because
Mm-hmm.
you know how like with the US dollar, like if they want to print more, they could just print as much as they want, which is where inflation comes in, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So they continue to print the money to where it's less and less value
Mm-hmm.
in it. So with Bitcoin, there's a certain amount that can be produced. And once you hit that certain amount, it's a wrap. You
20,
can't make any more.
21 million, right? No more than 21 million coins.
Right. So no more than 21 million Bitcoin can be produced.
Mm-hmm.
And this actually brings us to how Bitcoin is produced.
Right. How do you even make it? Where does it come from? That's the mining, though. I listen. I remember I was trying to be a miner. Like I wanted to learn more about it, and I wanted no. I'm telling you, like I was searching on the internet, like what if what equipment do I need to buy? Um, how do I start this mining process? I never did it. I never got into it. And I wasn't gonna mine Bitcoin. I think I was gonna try and mine one of the smaller ones. I think at the time, like Ethereum. And this is like 2016, 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
I was trying to learn how to mine Ethereum, and it's not it's not so simple, man. It's it's a lot that goes into it. It takes a lot of power, and it takes a long time too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, it takes a long time. But people have made a living from doing cryptocurrency mining because each time they mine, they receive a little bit of the reward for them mining, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, and that's, I mean, that goes way deep when you're talking about how mining works, what they produce, and then the reward they receive after they produce. And then with Bitcoin specifically, you have the halving, right? Or
Yeah.
the half.
Which is crazy. It's like a whole rabbit hole,
It's
man.
a rabbit hole. You have the Bitcoin halving that occurs roughly every 4 years, right? I think the last one was 2020. Um, and that basically says, all right, the value that miners are going to receive is cut in half.
Yeah.
Um, so that the number 21 million doesn't get reached so quickly, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because once
Right.
that 21 million is reached, then people can no longer mine Bitcoin. It just
Yeah.
is what it is, which
Right.
is which is I feel like that's what makes it so enticing,
Yep.
so valuable because of the scarcity, unlike the US dollar. Will it replace the US dollar? I have no idea. I
That.
don't Yeah, I have no idea. Like you get those die-hard crypto people that are like, "Oh, the dollar is gonna go away and everybody's gonna use cryptocurrency. If you don't have cryptocurrency, you're gonna be broke." Like I'm just like, I don't I don't see like if you don't have cryptocurrency, because there's millionaires with no cryptocurrency. You see
There
what I'm
are
saying? So
millionaires.
they're just gonna be broke.
You know
You see
what's
what I'm
you know what's weird to me, and I've always talked to people about this, and I've asked them about this. All right, Bitcoin is worth a dollar amount. Like
Yes.
it's so if the dollar goes away, what is Bitcoin worth?
It's
And
worth
that is
But
say it again.
see, it's worth Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a currency.
Bitcoin itself is a currency.
Bitcoin itself is a currency. So it's not like stocks. Yeah, where people are using it as an investment tool, but Bitcoin
Hmm.
actually currency.
Right. But you're using currency to purchase currency.
Right. Like you can do
Yeah.
with any other currency though.
True. That's true. Yes, you're almost like exchanging at that
It's an
point.
exchange. That's exactly
Yeah.
what
You're almost exchanging at that point. But yeah, and speaking of that, all right, you have 21 million Bitcoin. That's the max. But then you have all these other coins. You have Ethereum, you have Litecoin, you have Ripple, you have SHIB, you have Dogecoin, you have
Ooh.
infinite number of CRO. You have SafeMoon. You have all these other coins, right?
Bro, you said something with that Dogecoin, man.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
I remember when everyone was going crazy over Dogecoin. I remember when Dogecoin at first it started off at a very low amount, and then it just started to skyrocket. And
yes.
then once Dogecoin started skyrocketing, then everybody's like, "Hey, look at this! Look at this!" They're telling everybody, and now you get these people that are new to investing. They
Hmm.
put their money into this thing that is already blown up.
Yeah, yeah,
So, as you know, what comes up must come down. You see what I'm saying?
definitely.
Especially something with no that has limited value like Dogecoin. What is that even for? You see what I'm saying?
No idea.
Nobody even knows what it's for.
No
So,
idea.
so these people end up losing their money. And I hate to see this happen because it discourages people from investing altogether. It's
Right.
like I tried it. This happened to me. So now I'm not doing it anymore.
Exactly. And they compare investing into cryptocurrency or Dogecoin or any of these other altcoins like investing into something that is a bit more stable or
Right.
reputable because cryptocurrency is extremely volatile.
Yeah.
It's extremely volatile. Money moves so fast. Like I'm just looking at Dogecoin's record. Like 2020, it was less than a penny.
Crazy.
2021, it was at 5 cents. 2022, it was at 60 cents. I'm sorry, before the end of 2021, it was at 60 cents. So imagine having like a huge amount of Dogecoin at 5 cents and then it explodes to 60 cents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's stuff like that is how millionaires are created. But
Yeah.
imagine buying it when it's at 60 something percent and then
Thinking
now
it's
it's
going to keep
dropping
going
because
up.
everybody's taking those gains now. And it's like,
Yes.
dang,
Yeah.
this was
Yeah. That was the whole
yeah.
meme era between Dogecoin, AMC. I know we're not talking about
GameStop,
stocks right now, but AMC, GameStop,
GameStop.
like,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
those, yeah, and that's wild. But
It
then with the
discouraged a lot
altcoins,
of
do
people.
they also have a cap? And I was wondering about that too. We know that Bitcoin's cap is 21 million, but do altcoins also have a number that once they reach this, no more coins will be created?
Can
And
you, can you even mine other coins? I'm not really sure how that works, honestly.
I believe you can.
Because if you can mine other coins, then I would
Oh,
expect it to work similarly to Bitcoin, but I'm also not sure.
yeah, I think at one point you could mine Ethereum, but I'm reading now you can't mine it anymore. But you remember something else we used to do too? Staking. You remember that?
Yeah. So
And that
basically,
go ahead.
so basically that was like dividends,
Yeah,
but really it was like a CD, like a certificate of deposit,
yeah.
because you had to lock up your coins for a certain period of time in
Hmm.
order to gain residuals from that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Couldn't touch it. Yep, I remember. That's literally what it is. You're giving your coins or putting them in a safety deposit box or whatever you want to call it. Can't touch it. 6 months, a year. You get your coins out and you get money on top of the coins that you put in. So
So let me ask you,
mm,
just overall, how was your experience? I like from start to end, like what was your experience with crypto, man? I would like to know. Like where did you
yeah,
start and where are
my
you now?
experience, it was fun. That's like the best way I could describe it. It was fun, it was challenging, but then at the same time, it was I don't know, maybe exciting might be the right word. Because I did look into some of those altcoins. I did invest into some of the big boys like Bitcoin. I mean, and I made money off of things like Doge. You know what I mean? Like, even though it was meme and it didn't actually have like value, but people made a lot of some money in that era of like 2021. So
And lost a
and
lot
lost
of
money because also I have those experiences, those experiences of it's not necessarily a rug pull, but it's a getting caught at the top and just
Mhm.
taking the ride down. Um, one of the coins specifically that I know I invested a bit of money into was CRO. and, and it seemed very, I don't know. I had a lot of confidence in it. I live in LA, so I see they bought the staple, or they bought the name
The
to the
name.
Staples Center. They changed it to the crypto arena, and that that was enough for me. I'm thinking, okay, these guys are serious. I've seen their
It can't
commercial.
fail.
I've seen their preview commercials before I'm watching a movie. Like, I will see CRO in the movie theater
With LeBron
with
James.
LeBron James. You have
I'm
celebrities backing this, and to me, I'm thinking, okay, this is enough. I'm good. I'm sold. So I slapped that button, purchased a bunch of CRO, and yeah, now I'm waiting for it to go to the moon. Waiting for it to go to the moon. Yeah. It hasn't been so much of a horror story like I lost a ton of money or actually experienced a rug pull where I purchased coins and now I have no idea where my money is at. I can still look at my value of CRO. It's not where it was when I purchased it, but I can still look at it. It's not gone. I still have that CRO, the number of CRO that I purchased. Because
right.
I know some people didn't, they were either dealing with coins that did have that rug pull, because there were a lot of scammers. A lot of coins just popped up out of nowhere. And they tried to make it a lot easier to purchase coins, because when we first got into it, we had to purchase this, download this app, go make sure that we're putting it in this wallet, create this wallet, and then transfer it from this wallet to this wallet. There's transaction fees of like $40. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. And like you mentioned earlier, every wallet has a wallet in a, yeah. It's you got Coinbase, you got Coinbase wallet, and you got SafeMoon wallet, and you got, yeah, and it
Yeah.
got a little crazy. Got a little crazy. But I haven't experienced such a horror story that I have no idea where like the value that the number of coins I purchased is gone. I still can look at all those. I might have to re-download the app because I haven't opened it
Yeah.
in a year, but it's still there. And something else that I did, I actually purchased a, what do they call it? Like a hard wallet, like a
Oh
USB
yeah. I
that you can
forgot you
put.
did that.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I need to go check and see what's on there. I haven't looked at that in a number of years too, so I might have something on there because I remember I purchased. I forgot what coin it was, but I definitely moved money into that
Yeah.
hard
Be-
wallet. So
Because they say if you don't own the, what is it? If you don't own the keys, you don't own the crypto.
yeah,
So they tell you to take it off of the exchanges
yeah,
or else it's not yours.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. but
Yeah.
but yeah, my experience has been a little all over the place. What about yours? What has yours been like?
All right. So mine started in 2015, man. I don't even remember like what got us looking into it, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Hmm.
But I feel like the first thing that I used was Coinbase.
Yeah. That's like the introductory one. I think that was the first one for me too. Coinbase.
We were using Coinbase and Binance because I know that Binance we were able to purchase things that we could not purchase on Coinbase. So yeah, when we first started, I feel like Ethereum was maybe like
Yeah.
$100, and Bitcoin was like 1,000 or maybe 2,000. And we bought in, we made some money. I was like, man, this just keeps going up, keeps going up. And then when it started to come down, I probably made like 2,000 off of it. When it started to come down, I got out. I was like, oh yeah, I done made some money. So then a little while later, this thing starts shooting up. I'm talking about Bitcoin goes to like 6,000. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm sick. You see what I'm saying? Because my money would have went with it, but I'm
Right.
out now. Yeah, I got my little 2,000 gains, but I could have had a lot more. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So then I just completely forget about
Crypto.
crypto.
Yeah.
And then years later, what made me start looking at it again, Bitcoin went up to like 60,000, bro.
Yes. That was
60,000. Bro, when
that.
we were looking at it, it was $2,000, bro. was $2,000, bro.
But
And
this
now
is
it's at 60. I'm like, man, I done missed the train. But then we saw CRO. I don't know if you remember. I feel like somebody in our old group chat told us about it or something.
probably.
So of course we see the name of the Staples Center changed to crypto.com arena, which is
Yeah.
crazy. So I'm like, I'm starting to see it in the UFC. They got the jerseys and everything. I'm like, yo, this cannot fail. I cannot miss out on this opportunity. I'm going to put some money in this. So first we had to start with the $4,000. We put 4,000 in
We
to get
put
the
14 to
to
get the
get
card.
the card, bro. We had the crypto.com credit debit card, y'all.
Yes.
And basically they had a partnership with airlines. So we
Yeah.
were able to get into like suites and stuff and lounges because of this card.
Right.
And also, we got crypto back for every purchase that we made. So
Hmm.
it sounds so good. Yeah, it sounds so good. It was like, yo, this is the future.
Man.
And yeah, we caught that thing at the top.
At the
Cause
very top,
I'm
bro.
talking about this thing started to drop. So look, I was so invested in this. I want to say I put like $20,000 in crypto.com, bro. I
Yeah.
want to say I put it,
Yeah.
and then by the end of that, it was down to like 7,000. So I'm talking about 20,000 turned into seven. Bro.
But I'm telling you, that is the volatility of
Yeah,
cryptocurrency, man.
yeah.
That is crazy. From 20 G's to 7. And when
And
you think about the actual value of CRO, what was we bought it at what, like 60 cents or something, like I
yeah,
don't,
it's
and yeah. Now
it,
I think it's like at 7 cents or something. I
and
don't know.
then and then as it's going down, I'm
Hmm.
just like, oh, it's gonna come back. It's gonna
Right.
come back up.
That's what you tell yourself.
And it just kept getting lower and lower. And I'm just like, yo, that is crazy, man. It was just
Yeah.
getting lower and lower. So
Yeah.
yeah. So when it got to 7,000, I actually took it out of CRO. And
Yeah.
I was like, and I made a decision like I'm only going to invest in the top two,
Yep.
Bitcoin and Ethereum. So of course I have some Bitcoin. It's up. It recouped some of my losses. I want to say that 7,000 became like 14, 13, 14,000. So
Yeah.
I'm almost back to where I was in crypto.
In crypto. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
own some Ethereum too, though, right?
I only have one coin of Ethereum, but yeah, I own
It's
some.
pretty dope. It's pretty dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But man, yeah, cryptocurrency has been a wild ride. And then the crazy thing happened. NFTs. They
Oh,
they started to come out. And I'm not gonna lie, I never understood, and I still don't understand completely NFTs. I still don't get it. I still don't get it. I think I have a little understanding of why people, or why it went so crazy,
yeah.
um, why people decided to invest so much money into it. But I guess for me, I just never really understood the value of trading NFTs. I just,
It's like
and people
Pokemon
have,
cards. It's
yeah,
like
it's like
Pokemon.
trading cards. It's like trading cards, and people have tried to explain it to me, and
It
every
doesn't make
time
sense.
it's just I don't get it. I
Right?
don't, I don't get it. And then they got to the point where NFTs can give you perks. I'm like, oh, so they have powers. They have they can like give you discounts or something.
Bro,
I
I'm
don't
not
know,
gonna
man.
lie. I was the dummy that got caught into that, man. So look. Man, like as an investor, you have to use discernment when you are
You have to.
when you're investing. Like, don't get so involved in FOMO, fear of
Yeah.
missing out. You see
Yes.
what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
for me, in my head, it was just, oh, this is ground floor. I got to get into this, and you get what I'm saying. And when you have that mindset, you're likely you open yourself up to scams, especially with something so new. There's not a lot of regulation around it.
Exactly.
So there was this guy, dang, what was his name? His name was like Donnell something, and he was selling NFTs for his business, Jumping Jack Tax. So he's real big on Instagram and stuff.
Hmm.
So, and he was saying if you bought one of his NFTs, you would get discounts every year on getting your taxes done. So I was like,
Did
okay, this is
getting your
something.
taxes done? Like he
Yeah,
does tax.
he does. He has a tax business, Jumping
Got
Jack Tax. So he's pretty big on Instagram,
right, right, right.
on social media, period.
Hmm.
But so my thing was, okay, this is in my mindset uh at that point. I'm like, okay, this has a function. This has a functional use.
Right.
Let me buy one of his NFTs, right? So I go on OpenSea, something like that. See Open
OpenSea. I think that's what it was called. I
OpenSea.
remember that one where you could
Yeah,
just where a lot of NFTs exist, basically.
yes. And I
Yeah.
Google his NFT and I purchase it. But what I realized is someone else created they just put a picture. They put a picture and the name of his NFT on it. And I purchased it from this third party person.
Oh man.
And of course, I use cryptocurrency to purchase it. So it's not like I can get my money back. I just got scammed.
That you got, yeah, that's done.
I got scammed. I got scammed. And then when I actually bought the real NFT from him, crypto started to crash. And you know, when crypto crashed, NFTs crash. So
Yeah,
really it's pretty much worthless. So you're right. In the grand scheme of it, NFTs don't make sense. But I was so wrapped up in trying to catch things at the bottom so that I can make a quick dollar that I didn't use proper discernment. I didn't,
mm,
and I messed up. But now I'm able to take that experience and also relay it to you all, so you all don't make the same mistake that I did.
right. Yeah, and it can be really crazy. I know that we don't specifically talk about security when it comes to like your money and how to make sure that you don't, fall for these, I guess, scammers or anyone who's trying to uh, get access to your account. But you have to use discernment. I think that's the best word. You have to use discernment whenever you're talking to anyone on the phone or you're dealing with any transactions when it comes to money, because there are people out there that prey on individuals. Like they prey on older people, they prey on people who have that FOMO, that fear of
E-
missing out.
Everyone,
Everyone,
everyone's in
really,
that.
they prey on everyone. They prey on
Yep.
everyone. So yeah, you got to be real careful. And this, all that digital, all the digital transactions that happened, it was just, I feel like a lot of people got scared in that time. Like
Yep.
between when NFCs became new and maybe even still now, I don't know if people are still purchasing NFTs or people are still talking about it, but yeah, that was an era where a lot of money just was just being moved really fast,
Yep.
and a lot of things were being purchased that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. I'm thinking people were like buying NFTs for millions of dollars that are now worth a couple thousand. You know
Yeah,
what I
man.
mean?
Like the bored apes and all of that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like when
yeah,
the rappers were saying, yeah, and I know one of those YouTube stars, I think it was like Logan Paul, he has like a NFT necklace or something. It was either Jake Paul or Logan Paul. I can't remember which.
yeah, something like that. But we say all that to say, cryptocurrency, NFTs, it was a way to make money at a time. Um, and I mean, and this can kind of segue into our next conversation, but you have to think about the tomorrow of these types of, I was going to call them securities, of these types of currencies, I guess. What does it look like the next day? And I know that that's what makes people purchase things. And they say they want to get on the ground level, and because tomorrow it might explode, or it might, go up, or it might go to the moon. But you just gotta, I don't know, you gotta think more about where you think it's actually going to go.
Right.
Yeah, because there are some things that make sense, and there are some things that they're like, I don't know, this is sketchy.
And you might miss some things.
Yes, that and it's okay.
It's okay to miss some things. Like, yeah, you might say, "Oh, this isn't going to go anywhere," and it goes to the moon, like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
lot of people
Yeah.
were weary of that, and they were like, "Hey, nah, I'm
Yeah.
good." And now look at it. Look at it
Yeah.
from 2015 when it was $2,000, and now It's 30. It's
30,
near
40,000.
35. It's almost
Yeah,
35.
right. So then
Yeah.
that can kind of lead us into, what do you think the future of cryptocurrency looks like? Do you think, well, yeah, what do you think the future of cryptocurrency looks like? I know for me, I feel like certain coins are not going to go anywhere. I feel like Bitcoin is going to be around to stay. I think Ethereum is going to be around to stay. Um, but I do think and it might come in waves, but I feel like the phase of altcoins happened. And for a while, no one's going to touch altcoins because I feel like a lot of people lost a lot of money who held on thinking that the altcoins were going to continue to rise. Because I don't know, I got a bunch of random coins
Yeah.
in my Coinbase and in my CRO wallet, and I don't know what they're going to do or if they're even going to be valuable. Like,
Yeah.
there was a time when people were talking heavy about I was about to say the multiverse, but you know, that
The metaverse.
the
Metaverse.
metaverse, the
Yeah.
metaverse, the metaverse, and people were purchasing things because they said so. The metaverse was a huge talk for a while.
Yeah.
How this is going to allow you to purchase things on the metaverse. You can purchase real estate in the metaverse. You can
You can have your own house. You can dress up your icon.
your icon, and if you buy this NFT, you can put it up in your metaverse house in the metaverse. And I'm just like, so Sims, is that what you're talking about?
Man, I'm talking about people are buying this stuff for the price that a real house is, which is
Bruh, when I heard real estate in the
dang.
metaverse, I'm like, you got to be kidding
People
me.
talking about because one day we might live in the metaverse. Bro, when you look back, this stuff it seems really goofy, man.
When you really think about it, the amount of money that people spent on this stuff, yeah, it sounds crazy. But in the moment, it's just like, that kind of makes sense, you know? I feel like we might end up going, because this is when VR headsets were like on the shelves and everybody was like into the virtual reality thing.
At that point,
I
we
don't
really in the matrix, bro. Like we in the matrix. Yo, where's the world going?
Man, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. People were making money. Were making money moves or coming up with ideas, but yeah, people were definitely, I won't even say they were just getting convinced. I can't even say scammed. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know. I just
yeah,
think they were getting convinced that this investment will make you money. And that, that people aren't, this isn't anything new. There have
right.
always been people who create, what do they call it? I don't know, some fake thing that says it can do something and it's going to make you a lot of money. People invest and they lose money. So
I feel like
losing money
some
on an investment is not new, right?
right. I feel like
Yeah.
some people really believe like their product is gonna go. Like even when we were in Invest Fest,
Hmm.
people were trying to spread awareness of their crypto. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
I don't feel like every time it's a scam. Some people
Right.
may really just believe in their product.
Right.
There are scams out there,
Right.
but just because they believe in their product doesn't mean it's a good product.
Yes. Exactly.
And there's also something else that I wanted to touch on though.
Hmm.
You there's also people that and it's okay, we said, it's okay to miss out on things, but I know people who are they're reluctant to put anything into something, and I don't know, I feel like they think that they can lose more than what they put in. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, as far as Bitcoin, my thing is I'm not sure about the future of it, but I'm going to the reward for me. I feel like the reward definitely outweighs the risk.
Yeah.
Like
So,
if I put something into Bitcoin and this is bottom four and it goes crazy, then I made a lot of money.
yeah.
If it goes to zero, I've lost that money, but I'm prepared to do so.
Right. And I
You know
think
what I'm
that
saying?
that is the most important thing. You have to only invest with what you're willing to lose when
Yes.
you're talking about anything, really. Like if you're going to be an angel investor, if you're going to put money into the stock market, if you're going to purchase tax liens, you have to just put money in that you know that it's possible you can lose all of this. Like it's
Right.
possible that this can go to zero. Options is a very like that can literally go to zero.
Yeah.
You can,
Yes.
you can lose
Literally.
all
And
of your money.
it's a good chance.
Yeah, you can like at least with stocks, I guess that if there's maybe a chance the stock probably won't go to zero, but it can go up and it can go down. But you have things like options where you can literally lose all of your investment. It can go to zero, literally. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So with any kind of investing, you have to make sure that you're only investing what you're willing to lose. Do not put your mortgage payment into cryptocurrency thinking that it's going to go to the moon and then saying, why did I do that? And now you are unable to do things like live normal life. Like you just
Speaking on that, man, you know something crazy? You know, like whenever I'm interested in something, I join a Facebook group up on it.
hmm
You feel
hmm
me? Because I want to see what other people are doing in the community. So
yeah,
there are people in this group that are actually taking out mortgages on their house to invest in crypto. You see what I'm saying? And CRO was one of those things. So I just wonder where the people are now that crypto is down from that time. You get what
right.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because that FOMO, they're thinking, okay, this is my chance to get super rich, and I'm gonna take the equity out my house to do it.
right.
And then now it's just like,
Yeah.
dang. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. And that's not to say that you shouldn't leverage things like the equity in your house because people take the equity out of their property to purchase more real estate, to invest in the
I did
stock
it too.
market.
Doing it in stocks. Yeah, I took
Yeah,
equity out of my house to invest in stocks with a great track record. So right
right,
now I'm up. You see what
right.
I'm saying?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So there are things that you can do. You can leverage the amount of money you have. But when it comes to, like you mentioned, the FOMO or the idea that if you don't get into this thing right now, and that happened, especially you remember Safe Moon? You
Yeah.
remember
I heard say
that? You
it's
remember-
supposed to safely take us to the moon, bro. What
right.
happened?
That was pure FOMO. I'm like, I cannot miss out on this train or this rocket ship, whatever. And I mean, granted, it was money that I was willing to lose, but I was just so like gung ho about putting it in there. It was even like I was even running into hurdles, and I was like, "All right, this is becoming a little difficult. Nah, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna figure it out.
We
Purchase,
gotta persevere.
gotta." And you can go in so many different directions. It's like you gonna quit, like, but
That's true though. Like
you know what I'm saying. You can really go in a different. You can go in a bunch of different directions when it comes to things like reaching your goal. But that was an investment that just didn't go our way. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was an investment that didn't go our way. But ultimately, yes, with all of the everything we talked about today, you just have to make sure that you understand anything that you're investing into in cryptocurrencies, altcoins, NFTs, because people did make money off of certain altcoins. People did make money off of NFTs. People definitely made money off of Bitcoin.
right.
So we can't call it a bad investment. It just depends on when you invested. It's
When you're
that's a
investing.
lot of it. A
Yeah.
lot of it is timing too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got caught being a bag holder at the top and now you're just waiting for something to come back, I mean, that's unfortunate. But there are people who purchased well before you did
Yeah.
and rode that rocket ship all the way up to exactly where you purchased it and jump ship. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
there's some people still in it now. You know, it's not over.
yeah,
It could possibly get back up there. We don't know.
right.
You see
And
what I'm
look,
saying?
Safe
So
Moon
really
could Safe
it's
Moon
up to
take us
you.
to the moon.
Yeah. It's up to you to, determine if you want to take that chance, because at the end of the day, it's a chance. No one knows where it's going.
Right.
No
Yeah.
one knows what the future holds.
hmm
Um, of course, I am willing to take that risk with Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's the only ones that I have CRO, but I'm not putting any more in there.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
yeah, but these are the only ones that I decided that I will have my money in.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to take that loss if it doesn't go as planned.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And that's one of the biggest takeaways. Just invest what you're willing to lose.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I think this was a good episode.
This was a good one, man.
Yeah.
We expounded on this. It was
Yeah.
pretty dope. We got
It was
to talk
pretty
about
good.
risk. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, as we wrap up, we definitely want to say thank you to all the people that listen, subscribe to our YouTube, that downloaded our podcast, that are continuously trying to better their financial situation and increase their financial literacy and their just the things that they know financially. All of the information that we talk about. Our hope and our goal is to just spread awareness and again make people feel empowered so that they can take their finances in the direction that they would like it to go. So,
And make taboo not taboo. You feel me?
yeah,
So-
demystify the the taboo conversation and break the barriers.
Hey, so where can they find us, bro?
All right, so look, you already know you can find us at investorsplaybookllc.com. You can find us on YouTube, Investors Playbook LLC, Instagram at Investors Playbook LLC, LinkedIn, Investors Playbook LLC,
Facebook, Investors
Facebook,
Playbook.
Investors Playbook LLC. On any social platform, Investors Playbook LLC is where you can find us.
TikTok,
So yeah,
MySpace. We there.
MySpace. Does the website still exist? I'm gonna have to go to myspace.com and see if it pops up. But no, seriously, thank you everyone for always tuning in. We really appreciate it. I do want to talk about the debt crushing challenge now. So we're gonna we want to start letting people know what we're doing come January, and how they can sign up for it, how they can how those rules are going to be regulated, and yeah, how people can just get involved in that debt crushing challenge, because we already know with November and December coming up, a lot of people are about to be swiping their cards. So come January, what Investors Playbook wants to do is create a challenge for all of our listeners to literally crush all the debt that you might have. Not as much debt as possible that
Right.
you might. So we are introducing a debt crushing challenge at the beginning of 2024. More information to come on that very soon. But yeah, just look forward to that happening. I'm excited to see where that goes for sure. Any words from you, Cornell?
I think you summed it up, man. I think you summed it up. I just want to say thank you also. I know you already got it out, but yeah, thank y'all. We really appreciate the support from everybody for sure.
Absolutely. 10 episodes in, man.
10, bro. 10. That's crazy.
Yes,
And
sir.
more to come.
Exactly. All right. Peace out.
Peace.